Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're breaking down a really practical and honestly highly effective strategy to save your relationship from the exhausting daily grind. I mean, if you've ever felt like you and your partner are just kind of roommates passing each other in the hallway, you're definitely not alone. We're going to explore the viral 777 rule. It's this incredibly simple framework recommended by couples therapists to guarantee quality time, preserve your connection, and keep that romance alive no matter how chaotic your schedule gets.
Seriously, ask yourself right now, when was the last time you truly prioritized your partner? And I don't mean just a quick hello over morning coffee or mindlessly watching a screen together on the couch. I'm talking about real, dedicated, uninterrupted time. In our modern lives, we're all juggling so much, right? Work, kids, chores, endless to-do lists. And as you've probably noticed firsthand, it's remarkably easy for our most important relationship to just slip right down to the very bottom of that list.
And this is exactly what professionals are seeing in the therapy room right now. Couples and family therapist Britt Faustginger puts it perfectly. She says the relationship becomes the last priority in the hamster wheel of a busy everyday life. We literally just run and run in this hamster wheel. And by the end of the day, our tanks are totally empty. There's absolutely nothing left to give to our partner. We kind of just assume the love will sustain itself, but without focused attention, couples simply forget each other in the middle of all that chaos.
All right, part one, the hamster wheel and forgotten relationships. Why love needs a schedule.
So relying purely on spontaneous romance in a super exhausting life is actually a dangerous trap because, let's be real, it usually means the romance never happens. But there's a massive payoff to actually scheduling that time. Therapist Kate Ellen Soyland notes this amazing intimacy domino effect when couples consciously plan their time. Check out these outcomes. Partners actually feel seen and heard. They experience the joy of just being together without bickering, and they build a much deeper connection. But honestly, the absolute best part? The therapists tell us that this scheduled connection actually creates a huge surplus of energy for all those exhausting daily routines. It's like you don't lose energy by going on a date, you actually gain the fuel you need to crush the rest of your busy week.
Moving on to part two, how the 770 rule works, a simple framework for connection.
Okay, let's dive into this. You've probably seen this framework trending all over social media, but it actually has really deep roots in professional therapy. The 777 rule requires a date every 7 days, an overnight trip or a small getaway every 7 weeks, and a longer vacation or weekend trip every 7 months. And yeah, while it has this catchy, viral-friendly name, therapist Kate Ellen Soyland points out that this is actually a deeply effective preventative measure. Professionals have literally been making their clients do this in the therapy room for years. That gives you this highly predictable structure that basically forces you and your partner to step out of the daily grind.
Which brings us to part three, spontaneity within fixed frameworks. Scheduling guarantees romance.
Now, I know exactly what some of you were thinking. Doesn't scheduling dates just turn into a boring administrative chore that totally kills the spontaneous? It's a super common objection. We all want romance to be this wildly spontaneous thing, not a literal calendar invite. But here's the absolutely crucial point. In a busy everyday life, scheduled romance is often the only romance that actually happens. If you don't book it, you won't do it. But here's the real secret the therapists share. Booking calendar time actually frees up your mental space. When the time is locked in, you don't have to stress about when you're going to connect. You can be deeply present, totally relaxed, and entirely spontaneous within that guaranteed window of time. The framework protects the time. What you do with it is totally up to you.
Part four, budget-friendly tips and the joint account. Romance doesn't require a luxury budget.
Okay, so when people hear a date every week and trips every few weeks, they immediately picture dropping hundreds on expensive dinners or, flying off to the Maldives. To prevent money from becoming an excuse, Kate Ellen Soyland suggests a brilliantly simple financial strategy. She says, create a couples account so that love doesn't become a balancing item. By setting up a dedicated joint savings account where you both just auto-transfer a little bit regularly, the funds are always there for your dates. It completely stops your romantic life from becoming just an afterthought at the bottom of your monthly budget.
So what exactly are you doing on these dates? Let's look at some highly practical, totally budget-friendly ideas directly from the source material for your 7-day requirement. It can seriously be as simple as sharing a glass of wine and just having a deep talk. You could pack a lunch, literally just make a couple of sandwiches, and go for a hike in the mountains. You can grab some fun non-alcoholic drinks and just drive somewhere you've never been before. Or just hit up the cinema or a local concert. The activity itself really doesn't matter. It's the undivided attention that counts.
Now, for the 7-week overnight trips and the 7-month vacations, the exact same budget-friendly logic applies. You do not need international flights. The therapist suggests borrowing a camper van if you have access to one, or grab a tent and go camping at that spot you've always talked about. You could even swap houses with friends just to get a total change of scenery for the weekend. And for that 7-month mark, hey, if a week-long vacation just isn't possible right now, prioritize a 2 to 3 day couples-only trip at least once a year. Consistency matters way more than cash here.
All right, part 5, your most important boss. Honoring your commitments. Getting these dates on the calendar is one thing, but actually showing up requires a massive mindset shift. Think about it. Imagine you have a crucial meeting scheduled with your boss. You're feeling a bit tired, maybe a little stressed out. Would you cancel it? Most of us wouldn't even dream of it. Yet, we cancel on our partners for those exact same reasons all the time. The therapists ask a pretty hard-hitting question here. Why would you ever cancel on the most important person in your life when you would never do that to your boss? You really have to start treating this calendar invite with the absolute utmost respect. To actually enforce this, Kate Ellen Soyland shares a strict but highly effective rule she gives her clients. It's called the penalty rule. Basically, if you absolutely have to drop a date, you must double it the following week or month. So if you skip your weekly date, you owe 2 dates next week. No exceptions. It's a fantastic mechanism to make sure couples don't just easily back out of their scheduled commitments because they feel a little tired after a long Tuesday. It truly holds you accountable. Finally, part 6, step-by-step plan for today. Take action right now. All right, we've covered the theory. Now it's time to actually execute the playbook in your own life. This is exactly what therapists make their clients do before they're even allowed to leave the office. Step 1, open your calendar app on your phone right now. Step 2, find the very first free evening this week, agree on it together, and lock it in as an unmovable appointment. Step 3, look ahead and schedule your first weekend away within the next 2 months. Put it in writing, make it a binding contract for your relationship. And that leaves us with one final, incredibly important question. Are you going to let your relationship remain at the absolute bottom of your busy to-do list, risking the amazing connection you've built? Or will you open your calendar right now and protect it? You see, the 777 rule isn't really just about scheduling dates. It's about making a deliberate, conscious choice to ensure the person you love actually gets the absolute best of you, not just whatever exhausted energy is left over. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now seriously, go book that date.